Hi friend, thanks for joining me for this restorative practice. For today's practice, you'll want to have a chair and a bolster and a couple of blocks. But not to worry, if you don't have a bolster cushion and blocks at home, you can make these things. So grab some blankets or cushions from your couch or your bed and a couple of books. With the books, you can make a block, so you can cover that with a blanket or a pillowcase just to soften it up a little bit. You want to choose a book that's quite firm and stable. You'll want 2 of those. And then to make a bolster, you can either use cushions if you have cushions that are similar to a bolster, or you could take a couple of blankets like I've done and fold them up in such a way that they sort of resemble the same shape and size as a bolster cushion. They won't be quite as firm, but they work just fine. And then you also might like to have layers for this practice. Staying warm is really helpful in our restorative practice, just for relaxation and comfort. So layer up, be cozy. And you also might like to have, if you don't have an eye pillow, you could grab a scarf or have a shirt nearby with a long sleeve. And whenever we're lying on our back body, you can use that as some support over the eyes for added darkness. Depending what time you're doing this practice, you may need to block out the light. So once you've gathered all of those props and goodies nearby and you're feeling warm and comfortable and cozy, come into a comfortable seat. So you might be sitting cross-legged, you could kneel, you could sit in your chair if you've got that chair nearby. Just finding the position that feels most easeful and appropriate for your body today. And then we'll take a few breaths here together. So take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale out your mouth. Welcoming some sound, some tone to the exhale if you like. Inhale. Big exhale. Maybe one more like that. And welcome to lower your gaze or close your eyes. And really root down into whatever you're sitting on. Feel your sitting bones rooting equally. Feel the weight of the bones of your legs and your pelvis settling here. Settling into gravity. A very natural downward pull. So that from your navel on down, it feels like you're part of the earth. And from that very stable, very grounded foundation, you might be able to sit up a little bit taller. Chin is level. And there's a subtle lift up through the top tips of your ears. Feel for some space inside your mouth. You might even open your mouth as if to yawn. It might turn into a real yawn. Relax your jaw. And that softening, that relaxation moves down through the sides of your neck and your throat. Across your chest, shoulders. Elbows are soft and heavy. And palms and fingertips are quiet. Just taking these first several moments here as your transition time. Some time to allow all the many layers of you to catch up, to collect, to arrive. And maybe it's the first time today that you've had a moment to stop and to find quiet and stillness and check in. Notice your physical body and any sensations you're experiencing. Some might be pleasant, others unpleasant, maybe neutral. Notice your energy level. And check in with your mental state. Is your mind really busy, chewing on thoughts? Maybe jumping from thought to thought to thought? Or perhaps having a really good chew on one thought in particular? Or maybe your mind is focused. And check in with your emotional life. So notice any emotions present for you here. Maybe there's one really obvious and strong emotion. Maybe there's several flavors. Or perhaps you're not sure how you feel. Whatever is here, whatever's present for you, welcome yourself exactly as you've shown up. And know that you are welcome exactly as you are right now. No need to change anything. And know that whatever you're experiencing, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant or something else, it will change. Everything is always in flux, including us, including ourselves. But for now, welcome yourself in, extending the same compassion and kindness you would towards a dear friend or your beloved. And we'll begin with a breathing practice, pranayama, called alternate nostril breathing or Nadi Shodhana. If your nose is feeling congested today, then you'll simply breathe along with me without adding the hand movement and mudra. And you can visualize inhaling breath through your left nostril, exhaling right, inhaling right, exhaling left, and repeat. If your nose is clear, you'll bring your right hand, the peace fingers of your right hand, to your third eye center. Or alternatively, you can tuck those fingers in, leaving the other fingers free. You'll be using your right thumb to block your right nostril and your right ring finger to block your left nostril. Sitting bones are rooted, spine is uplifted, shoulders relaxed, chin level. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Softly close your mouth, close your right nostril, inhale left. Close left nostril, exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. That's one full round. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. That's 2 rounds. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. Continue, take a couple more rounds. Eyes are soft or closed. Chin is level, shoulders relaxed. Take one more full round from wherever you are. And complete, you'll end with an exhale out your left nostril. Hands come back to your lap. And find your own natural rhythm of breath there. And notice any effects of that pranayama practice. Nadi Shodhana helps to bring clarity and focus to the mind. And an overall sense of calm and peace. And it's really important that we check in and notice the effects for ourselves. We're all different. And each of these practices, whether it's a breathing practice or an asana, a yoga posture, they're like medicine. Not every medicine is good for everybody, and the same goes for our yoga practices. So checking in, just notice how you feel now. If you wish, you could bring your hands into prayer pose at heart center. Or maybe you feel more connected, simply placing your hands over your belly and your heart. And taking a moment to set an intention for your practice if you wish. An intention can be thought of as a focus for practice or purpose. Maybe there's something you're working on cultivating for yourself or for someone else or for your community. If you happen to have an intention, you could repeat it silently 3 times, planting that seed. And as you're ready, blink your eyes open, coming back into the space. Transitioning now onto hands and knees. If you were sitting on a prop, just pop it off to the side. Make your way onto your hands and your knees. And take a moment here just to move through any movement that helps you to release or reset anything that might have got caught up there for you, especially if you were sitting with legs crossed or folded for a little bit of time. Maybe you take some cat and cow. Maybe you feel like circling your hips or swaying your hips or sending your weight forwards and back a few times. Perhaps the legs feel like they need extending, pressing back through the feet and the heels to stretch the backs of the legs. And once that feels complete for you, you're coming into a child's pose. Lots of different ways of approaching child's pose. If you have your favorite variation, feel free to come into that now. If you'd like some different options, one would be simply bringing big toes together, knees wide, and then coming to rest, forearms down on the mat, maybe widening the elbows a little here, and bringing the forehead to rest down on your mat. If you'd like more support and you have a bolster cushion, you could slide that bolster between your legs and come to rest over that. A maybe bolster and a block. Same thing here, coming to rest over it. Maybe wrapping your arms around the cushion and resting there. So finding the variation that works best for your body. Child's pose doesn't always work for all bodies. It might not be appropriate for yours. If that's you, you could simply come to rest down on your mat, straight down on your belly with your legs stretched out behind you. Or you could come into life raft pose by bringing a bolster or your folded blankets shaped as a bolster onto your mat and then coming to lie over that. So bringing my pubic bone towards the base of the cushion and then laying all the way down. There's room for my neck and my head to float off the top, and you could either bring a block or book under your forehead and rest like so, or you could stack your hands and rest like so. The legs are relaxed. If you've taken the extended version over a bolster, and head is supported. Once you come into your chosen shape, whether it's a child's pose, supported or not, or coming into that life raft pose, take a few cleansing breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose, and exhale out your mouth. Try that a few more times. And with each exhale, really invite the weight of your body to release. Let your bones be heavy. Let your muscles soften. Let your skin soften. And those cleansing breaths are welcome anytime. At any time, feel free to open your mouth and exhale, maybe with a sigh. If there's anything you need to let go of, you can let it go here. As you rest in Shavasana, or child's pose, we'll get to Shavasana, but as you rest in child's pose, I'll share a reading from Mark Nepo's book, The Book of Awakening. This is the reading for March 26th. It's called Feeling Your Feelings. It begins with a quote by Gita Belen. The fastest way to freedom is to feel your feelings. This sounds pretty simple, but though it's easy to know you have feelings, easy to know their weight and agitation and suddenness of mood, it is another, more subtle matter to feel them. That is, to let them penetrate your being, the way wind snaps through a flag. This is necessary because if we don't feel our feelings all the way through, they never leave us, and then we do all kinds of unusual things to get out from under them. This is the cause of many an addiction. I've diverted myself many times by becoming involved in what surrounds my pain or sadness, while never feeling the thing itself. So when someone asks me how I feel, I wind up retelling the circumstance of the pain, but not the feeling. Or strategizing what to do next, but not feeling it. Or anticipating reactions, but not feeling what is mine to feel. Or swimming in the anger of injustice, but not diving through the wound. Though we fear it, feeling our feelings is the only clear and direct way to free our hearts of pain. Though we fear it, feeling our feelings is the only clear and direct way to free our hearts of pain. If you're in child's pose and you have your head turned to one side and it feels appropriate to turn your neck the other way, go ahead and shift just to bring some balance to your neck. And take a scan of your body here and just see if there's anywhere you might be able to soften, any tension or holding or resistance in your body that you could let go of with an exhale or 2 or 3 out your mouth. And really allow the timing of these poses to be just right for you. So if you feel like you want to stay exactly as you are, know that you can stay for as long as you love in any pose. There's no need to move, especially if you feel like you're really sinking in. And know that you can come out of a pose at any time, even if I'm not cueing it. Listen to your inner cueing, that inner guide. And really start to tap into that inner wisdom here. So have a check-in. Just see, maybe you want to stay for another 5 or 10 breaths. Maybe you're starting to feel like you're complete here. And if you are feeling complete and you're in child's pose, you'll eventually simply come to lie down, face down on your front body, allowing your legs to stretch out behind you. And my friends who might be in the life raft position, lying face down over the bolster, again, remember you can stay here for as long as you love. If you are feeling complete, then you'll just gently push that bolster or that stack of cushions or blankets out and off to the side and come to rest right down on front body. If you're staying in child's pose or life raft, feel free to stay. No need to move. If you are coming out to rest on front body and that doesn't feel easeful or appropriate for your body today, then definitely, roll onto your side or rest on your back. Do what feels best for you in this moment. And maybe that's a little bit of movement. Maybe instead of stillness, you're craving movement right now. And take that. And just so you know where we'll be headed next, if you're curious, we'll be coming into a reclined butterfly or heart bed with butterfly legs. So for this one, again, you'll need a bolster cushion lengthwise on your mat, or you'll have that stack of folded blankets, alternatively. You might like some extra support for your head, so you could use a folded towel or a cushion or pillow up near the top. And then you may like to have your blocks nearby for this one. And if you don't have blocks, again, just grab your books. If you're wanting to transition into this pose, you'll bring your buttocks right down onto your mat and leave a little bit of space between your props, so the blankets or the bolster, a little bit of space between those props and the back of your pelvis. And then take your time to lay your spine all the way back over that support, finding some support for your head, making sure your head is totally supported here. And then the option for your legs would be to bring your legs into butterfly. So soles of your feet come together, knees wide. And here's where you might like your blocks or your books outside the knees or the thighs here. So you're not moving past your healthy, appropriate range of motion. That you have a bit of support there for your groins and your hips. Ideally here, the back of the neck is long and the chin is slightly tucked rather than jutting up with an open throat. And arms can rest wherever they feel supported here. Maybe your arms are beside your body. Maybe you want more of an opening for your chest today or your shoulders, and you find cactus arms or arms out in a T-shaped position. Or perhaps your arms are resting over your own body, maybe over your belly or your ribs and your heart. And here's where you could incorporate the sleeve of a shirt or your scarf or an eye pillow if you have one. You could place some cover over your eyes. And even take the palms of your hands and really gently compress the eyes. And then relax the arms and hands back to wherever they were. As you come into this new shape, offering 2 or 3 cleansing breaths, really invite your body to release here down into the support. And feeling free to change the legs. If butterfly legs doesn't feel supportive for you, you could choose to have your legs extended or your feet planted with your knees bent. If you're feeling too much sensation in your low back here, a sense of compression or pain or discomfort, then try lifting your pelvis, and you could bring some support underneath your pelvis. So a folded blanket or another cushion or a folded towel, just to lift your pelvis a little bit here. And that'll take some of the curve out of your low back, and hopefully will take away any irritation if you're feeling that through your low back here. There's nothing needed from you here. There's nowhere else you need to be right now. There's nothing else you need to be doing. And simply enjoy the support provided here by the earth, by your props, by the space around you, the space inside and between your breaths. Take a scan of your body. And just notice if there's any areas where you're holding tension, effort, resistance. And if you find any, take some exhales out your mouth, releasing tension, releasing effort. Release any resistance to what is. Allow yourself to be held here. Allow space for whatever is coming up for you, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or a combination. Allow yourself some space to honor what you feel and to feel it as it arises and eventually fades. Whether it's pleasant or unpleasant, it's transitory. Enjoy another 15, 20 breaths right here. Have a little check-in. Remember to allow the timing to be just right for you. Give yourself permission to stay exactly as you are, especially if you're just sinking in. Stay and enjoy. Luxuriate in this pose if you want to. If you are feeling complete or like you're moving towards completion, then eventually you'll come all the way down to rest on your back body, moving any props slowly off to the side and coming to rest right down on your back. If you'd like a little bit of gentle movement here, you could draw your knees in towards your chest. Maybe circle your knees or rock side to side. Maybe you plant your feet and walk your feet a little wider than your hips and let your knees rock side to side a few times. And eventually, just finding stillness. Of course, if lying on your back isn't supportive for you, you could lie on your side or your belly. If your low back feels sensitive, keep your knees bent and your feet planted. Otherwise, you could extend your legs. Notice all the parts of your body in contact with the earth. And feel that tactile connection. Notice the parts of your body open to the space around you. Maybe feeling the temperature and the texture of the air against your skin. Maybe the shift of your clothes as you breathe. You might notice sensations inside your body, maybe some tingling or buzzing, pulsing, warmth or coolness. Welcome to stay exactly like this, just experiencing this moment, whatever sensations you're experiencing. Or we'll start to move into a little bit of an opening for the side body. You could have some support behind your head, a little pillow or a folded up blanket. Again, if your low back feels sensitive, keep your feet planted and your knees bent. Bring your arms up overhead. You could have your hands behind your head interlaced. You could clasp opposite elbows, or you might reach your arms up just overhead. And then start to sort of scooch your shoulders and your neck and your head over to one side, creating some length down one side of your body. You could stay just like this, or you might start to walk your feet over in that same direction. Maybe you even lengthen out one leg, or maybe both legs. If that starts to irritate your low back, just rebend your knees and come back to one or both feet planted. If it's quite light in your room, you could close your eyes. Or you could bring that layer of scarf or eye pillow over your eyes again. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Another inhale. Big exhale. Well, really leave it up to you how long you stay on one side of this side lengthener. Whenever you feel complete on the one side, you simply come into this shape on the other side. And as you come back through center, again, you might find a little bit of movement here, maybe drawing knees in, maybe taking those windshield wiper motions with your legs, or anything else that helps to reset. And finding that lengthener on the opposite side. So buttocks and pelvis stay grounded. And whatever variation feels supportive for your arms here. And same with your legs. Feet could stay planted, or you might extend one or both legs out. Just depends how that feels for your low back and the rest of your body. Staying on the first side and the second side for as long as you love. There's no rush here. Taking your time to explore. And maybe deepening your breath. As we come into this side stretch, maybe offering a little bit more breath into the side body, into the sides of your lungs, into your ribs, really filling up that side that's being stretched and lengthened here. Offering a little bit more space to the intercostal muscles, all those little muscles between your ribs, giving them a stretch as you inhale. And letting go with every exhale. Allow the timing to be just right for you. Lots of time here, no rush. Whenever that feels complete, come back through center. And pause, let that settle. Again, maybe you're still enjoying the side lengthener, side body opener. You're curious about where we're going next. In a moment, we'll be coming into an inversion, so elevating the legs. And there's different ways of approaching this. If you have a bolster cushion or a pillow or block, you could, I'm going to turn around, bring that underneath your pelvis. So lift the hips and slide the cushion underneath your pelvis, and then draw your knees in and extend your legs up towards the sky. Alternatively, you could use your chair. Pop your chair closer. Again, maybe you want some support for your head. And then bring your legs up onto the chair. You might even have a little bit of support under your feet. Like so. And lots of different options for your arms. They could be resting beside your body, or you might have your arms in a cactus shape or out in a T-shaped position. And maybe you've got that support again under your head, and maybe a scarf or eye pillow to rest over your eyes. You could again bring palms to the eyes, offer a little compression here. Maybe even offer some massage to your temples, to your jawline. To your forehead. Maybe a scalp massage as you rest with your legs up. Sometimes gently pulling on your hair can be really nice. It's bringing some circulation to the scalp. We're resting here either with your pelvis elevated on a bolster or a block, or with your legs up on a chair. And as you settle in, maybe taking some cleansing breaths. I'll share a Mary Oliver poem. This is Wild Geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. So have a little check-in. Know that you can stay here for as long as you love. And whenever you're feeling complete, we'll be moving into the final pose, Shavasana, or final rest. I told you we'd get here. So Shavasana, and this can be taken perhaps staying as you are with your legs up on a chair if you're enjoying that, or lying on your back body or your side or your front body. These are all great options. And be really picky with your comfort as you settle in here. Maybe you have some support for behind your head. Maybe you're using a bolster cushion or a stack of cushions underneath your knees as you come to rest on your back body. Or if you're on your side, you could bring some cushion between the legs. Now maybe you cozy up here with a blanket. This can be really nice, bringing the weight and the warmth of a blanket over your body as you settle in. Again, perhaps bringing some coverage to your eyes as you come to find rest. As you come into this final rest, take another scan of your body and just see if there's any adjustment you could make that would bring you even 5% more comfort, more nourishment, more ease. And take a moment to shift if you need to. And take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale out your mouth. One more inhale. Long exhale. Heels are heavy. The back of your pelvis is heavy. Mid-back and upper back, heavy. The backs of your shoulders, arms, and hands are heavy. The back of your skull is heavy. And letting go of any conscious breath work. Allow your body to be breathed. Totally supported here. Completely held. Resting in the perfection of your being. Resting in love. Resting. If you're able to continue resting, if you have the time, feel free to stay just as you are. If you're ready for some movement, start really slowly. You might gently roll your head side to side. And start to feel for some life in your fingers and your toes, wrists and ankles. Eventually you might take a nice big full body stretch, maybe a yawn. And take your time to roll over onto one side. Rest on side body for a moment. And nice and slow, really gentle, bring yourself all the way up. And find a supportive, easeful seat, and we'll close practice together seated. As you arrive in your seat, maybe roll your shoulders out a couple of times. Take a big breath. Collect yourself here. And check in and notice what's present now. Notice how you feel. The state of your mind, the experience of your body, and any emotions. Notice any shifts from when we began practice. They might be subtle, they might be dramatic. Tapping into that impermanence. Acknowledging the impermanence of our thoughts, of our feelings, of our bodies, of all of our experiences, whether they're pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. And remember that the sure path to freedom is through feeling our feelings. You may wish to bring your hands together in front of your heart or to rest over your body. And you're offering a bow here, an acknowledgement of each other and this practice and all of our teachers and the opportunity itself to practice. Such a gift. May any benefits that we receive from this practice, may we take those benefits out into the world and let them radiate out to the benefit of all beings everywhere. May all beings be well. May all beings be at peace. May all beings awaken to their true nature. And lift your gaze as you're ready and blink your eyes open. Thank you so much.